Good evening, everyone. A very logical day to all of you. Yes, September 20, discussion of the first editorial of Indian Express. Welcome, women. Oh, great, welcome. Let's see what it is about. And yes, you must have read a few articles on this. नए सदन के प्रथम सत्र में मतलब the first day of the new session, Prime Minister Narendra Modi framed the reintroduction of the Women's Reservation Bill in Lok Sabha as a historic beginning made in the first session held in the new Parliament building. At the same time, he sought to locate the 27-year-old bill, which was first introduced in the House by a coalition government nearly 3 decades ago and passed by the Rajya Sabha in 2010, which requires an amendment to the Constitution in a wider arc. PM Modi spoke of India's journey to the moon in Chandrayaan 3 and its successful hosting of the G20. He mentioned his government schemes that have addressed and benefited women from the Jan Dhan Yojana to the Mudra Yojana and the PM Awas Yojana and mapped the salience is importance of the moment in the nation's journey. Desh ki Vikas Yatra. The preface was political and perhaps so also the timing. ये जो बात है ahead of the general elections in 2024. This sentence comes up as the opinion of the author. Right here comes the point. Here it is given what Mr. Modi did or said. Here comes the author's point that according to him, all this what was said by Mr. Modi was political. Even though women's reservation linked to the next census and delimitation is likely to come into effect even after that. But whatever the immediate reason or circumstance, the Nari Shakti Vandan Adhiniyam is a watershed in the nation's journey as a democracy and enormously welcome. So, this is the judgment, enormously welcome. ये तो है ये उसने कहा कि क्योंकि मेंशन भी किया गया फर्स्ट डे न्यूज सेशन सो ऑल दिस and the timing was all political. This was the author's point. The bill, which promises to increase the representation of women in parliament and state legislative assemblies to 33%, is finally on the brink of becoming a law because, unlike in its previous outings, it is now backed by a government armed with a decisive majority. अब ये जो बिल है वो लॉ बन जाएगा क्यों रीजन decisive majority है for the nation, for its women and also its men. This is a moment of applaud and to look forward to. From this part of the paragraph you can come up with an inference. Though women were given one-third reservation in panchayats and local urban bodies in the early 1990s, their numbers in parliament and in the state assemblies have remained well short of the mark, not even 15% in the current parliament. 33% का मतलब हो गया वन थर्ड. ठीक है, तो वन थर्ड पंचायत में तो था ही सही, लेकिन लेजिस्लेटिव असेंबली में और पार्लियामेंट में नहीं था. Even as female turnouts have increased, closing the gap with male turnouts, and in 2019 overtaking them at the national level, representation of women in law and policy making has remained perfunctory. Turnout ज़्यादा है, लेकिन law and policy making में perfunctory and unjust. Perfunctory means just for the sake of, and unjust भी है. It is clear that if the country wants to truly reap its demographic dividend, मतलब उसको अगर benefit करना है अपनी demography से, तो closed spaces need to be priced open. जहाँ पे चीजें बंद हैं, you are not allowed. उन चीजों को, उन जगहों को खोल देना चाहिए. And boys clubs dismantled. Boys clubs मतलब this particular organization will have all boys, all men. ऐसे जो clubs हैं वो हटा दें. मतलब इसका what can be understood from here, ये भी आ सकता है. What can be concluded, ये भी हो सकता है. Processes of empowerment that have been set off bottom up will have to be reinforced and strengthened by initiatives that are top down. A law for women's reservation in legislatures is needed. ये है बड़ा simple सा statement. The rest, be it the design of the reservation system or the mechanisms to implement it, or the crucial issue of how to ensure that the quota isn't dominated by the dominant, will need to be worked out. Dominated by the dominant मतलब जो already dominant है, controlling power में है, वही आ जाएंगे अगर 33% में, तो ये नहीं होना चाहिए. This is to be seen, this is to be ensured that it does not happen. 33%, that means there should be a mix of the people occupying those positions also. Empowerment of women is an irreversible force, and societies and polities would do well to move with the change, not against it. Moving with the change ये होना चाहिए, और सोसाइटी के लिए यही अच्छा है, उसके अगेंस्ट नहीं होना चाहिए. मोर ओवर इन इंडिया, the political electoral system, more than the civil society, has played host to forces of democratic deepening, of course. Having said that, the road ahead is arduous. It is going to be a difficult task. There will be attempts to subvert and domesticate the potential of women's reservation to bring radical change. ठीक है, women को लेके आके पार्लियामेंट असेंबली वर्जन्स ऑफ द सरपंच पति, ठीक है, ये हो जाएगा. If you remember, we have done such an article where we had one proxy rule, a rule of proxy, that if the women are there in the limelight or in a particular holding a particular office or position, so it is only working as a representation of the actual decision takers are the men behind those women. ये कहीं ना कहीं एक passages हैं तुम्हारे पास शीट में, वही यहाँ पे बोला गया है कि हो सकता है there will be attempts to subvert and domesticate the potential of women's reservation to bring radical change. मतलब उनका reservation है, उनको जो दिया है इतना % reservation, that is a huge change, a radical change, a root level change. Then it will be like there will be attempts to make this into a little negative context. आप कुछ भी कर लोगे और क्या बोलोगे फिर, सरपंच पति, right? But in the long run, an important process is being set in motion that will not be contained by the legislatures. At least this process is going to start. Contained means limited. वो नहीं होगा फिर. It will spill over, spread होगा, and energize wider spaces. Political parties to begin with, civil society, boardrooms, classrooms, the government, and all of we, the people. तो we में अब धीरे धीरे women भी include होगी if this turns out to be a good one. Not very difficult to understand. एक दो जगह थी जहां पे आपको conclusion or inferences, assumptions समझ सकते थे. So this bill is a testament to an irreversible force of social change. It will extend beyond the legislature. Extending beyond the legislature, it is going to go into different spheres. अभी हमने last paragraph में ये पढ़ा था. Questions that I'll give you is inference from the first part, conclusion from the second, and the main argument of the author. You can definitely write it. I may be a little thing in reading that, but definitely I'm going to read it on the group, and I do answer back. So tone and style, देखते हैं आज क्या है हमारे पास. Oh, inspirational tone. Best है inspirational tone, I would say. You did see there are many people who have been writing on the group, coming up with the answers to these questions. And yes, so it is like a clap for all of them, and keep it up. And the others who are reading that and benefiting from the reading also shall definitely try or should try to write on your own. ठीक है, खुद लिखना, and of course you will be able to do it. Now, this is a genuine thing that I'm telling you. I would love to read more people participating in that group, जहाँ पे हमें ये पता चलेगा कि तुमने editorials के inferences क्या समझे हो, argument कैसे निकाला हो. Yes, and this is benefiting others also who are not writing. Okay, and it is not only one, but there have been several people coming up to me and telling me, yes, this is helping them. And those who are writing, keep it up. Very good. Congratulations. So, all this was inspirational, right? Motivating. And yes, genuinely, I said it is not only for example, but um, this was a point, an opportunity where I could encourage you in writing all that. And definitely, I'm sure, think about it. ये सब तुम करोगे, you are going to excel in your tests. And gradually होगा definitely, कहीं ना कहीं तुमने एक एक दो दो मार्क आगे बढ़ाए होंगे टेस्ट्स में, तो you are going to come to that level, to that top. अभी हमने हो जाएगा, right? Have faith in yourself. Encouragement, support, positive sense of hope, and motivate. Yes, and we at Vidhigya are all with you. Of course, you can do anything you want. So, good luck with your job, with your tests, and keep doing your best and never give up. So, here we have the examples of an inspirational tone. I hope you have understood this. And that's all for today. Thank you, and see you soon again. And stay logical, and all the best.